What's up, y'all? Hope y'all been well. Yeah, just wanted to share some Q1 reflections the past 3 months. Let me know what are your guys' Q1 reflections, like positives, improvements, anything else you want to note down. But yeah, for Q1, what I did well, I think first one would be just assimilating into Vietnam. I literally moved 22 hours across the country to on a thesis that maybe Vietnam, Asia might be good, and I was able to assimilate pretty well the past 3 months. Being social, getting to know local folks, trying new restaurants, putting myself out there, despite the cultural bridge. So proud of me for that. Second one is fitness. I think Da Nang makes it easier where the standard is organic food, which is dope. There's a beach nearby. You can easily play pickleball, basketball, volleyball. There's a bunch of like local boutique gyms. You can find out which ones you like. So, very dope. Glad the thesis for having more fitness lifestyle panned out. Third is business. So, super dope. I think it's more about eliminating distractions. So, on one hand, it's not as optimal where in USA, I was able to get like 7.5 hours of sleep every night in a row. Now I have to switch to like 1.5 hours, 4.5 hours, 1.5 hours later as a nap. So a little bit of adjustment there. However, everything else, my first 4 hours of the day, that special block is still protected. After that, whenever I have enough energy, I can spend a little bit of time work on AI in the afternoon. Then when I come back, I do other stuff like social media responses, community stuff, airdrop farming, experimenting, stuff like that on a daily basis. And yeah, it's a little bit weird where most of my working days are Tuesday through Saturday now. So now I have, or Tuesday through Saturday morning, ate some passion fruit. Has reflexes there. I gotta stop eating in the morning, but they're so good. I gotta eat in the afternoon. But yeah, it's like Tuesday morning through Saturday morning. Yeah, Monday night ish since I have a 12 a.m. call. So yeah, different schedule where I have more free time to work on higher leverage stuff, and also still I'm keeping the same schedule-ish with other partners, and I'm able to diversify out to new partners, more particularly like the Asia realm and other partners I wanted to tap into, but wasn't able to, despite the global time differences and perfect time with the bear market. Since I think people are getting less and less, so I established my USA, Europe audiences in USA, and now I'm establishing more of my Middle Eastern, Asia audiences, etc. Then third one, what was that? Yeah, fitness, business, etc. Time for weaknesses or improvements. So I think first one's definitely recovery. The first month, I was very blessed. I was able to book one of the best hotels in Da Nang for very cheap since it was January. It was like tropical rainy season. So my sleep was pretty much perfect that month. But as soon as I got to the second month, I went to another hotel. Things started getting busier. Hotels got booked, and my sleep started deteriorating because there was like a bunch of loud people, a bunch of construction. So I got really lucky. This place, the people aren't loud since it's more of like a more boutique hotel, but outside there's literally there's like karaoke bars everywhere. So I had to adjust. Instead of 3 hours, then 4.5 hours, it's 1.5 hours, 4.5 hours, 1.5 hours. So got zoned in on that new sleep schedule. I think that's gonna be my number one highest impact thing I do. Number two would be to continue to recovery optimization. So less screen time, just less doom scrolling, since I think sometimes I just doom scroll like 15, 30 minutes in the morning, which negatively sets me back in the day. Instead of napping in the afternoon from that 1 to 2:30 period, sometimes I just doom scroll for like 30, 45 minutes, and then boom, I just lost like 30, 40 minutes of screen time, and then it also reduces my rest. Same at night too. Sometimes I just watch too many shows, animes, and stuff, so I gotta be disciplined on that. So I think if I do less of what's bad, it's gonna improve recovery along locking in on that schedule. Number three, it ties up. Yeah, they all tie in, to be honest. Less manual work, more AI optimization. So yeah, it's kind of funny where I'm like trying to do so much manual time and energy, but then if I really locked in AI and built systems, I think a post that summarized it perfectly was that someone shadowed someone working at Claude, and shout out the coders there, the top elite coders in the world, and they don't really code. they set up systems where they're more of like the managers of cohorts of different AI agents that code. So I gotta get there right. Instead of just trying to manually do everything, I'm slowly improving, like optimizing my manual stuff by integrating AI, but I gotta get to the next level where I automate the automated, optimized manual work by having AI agent do different stuff, right? So I gotta get to the point where I'm automating, eliminating, delegating stuff with AI agents. Since I think that all three of those weaknesses and improvements tied together, where gotta recover more with better sleep schedule, gotta doom scroll less, and three, just automate, eliminate, delegate to AI stuff to do it for me while I'm sleeping, while I'm working throughout the day, working on higher leverage stuff like narrative, creative brainstorming, uh, business developing, long-term partnerships, maybe more IRL calls, more streams. Yeah, number three, working on AI stuff. So I gotta eliminate or automate all the extra work to AI and then focus on my superpowers that will really triple down on that human genuine connection scale, and then AI does that other stuff with that mass creation. So yeah, heading to Q2, all about optimizing that recovery, scaling things up, delegating stuff, and while keeping the core routine the same. But let me know what you guys are working on or how Q1 went, and yeah, let me know your plans for Q2, and good luck. Hope y'all crush it. It's probably gonna be an epic next 3 months where, yeah, pretty much like 2.5 months since the final 2 weeks of June. That's usually when people start chilling out more, and July, August, that's usually like for dead periods where people go hang with their families, go on vacations, go on trips and stuff. So yeah, 2.5 more weeks, probably 10, 11 weeks realistically of crushing it, going ham, and then let's chill out more for summer. Let's get it.